little acceleration here. Ooh. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a 2021 GMC 1500 Denali with the Duramax. But first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to National GMC for giving me some time with the truck. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. Under the hood of the Denali Duramax, we have a 3-liter inline-6 turbo diesel that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 277 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. Let's go over the front end of the 1500 series Denali. So first and foremost, I really like the little venting right there. It just looks cool. It makes the truck look a little bit more aggressive. Massive chrome front grille with the GMC logo, and then you can see the camera right there just below the logo. And then you do get full LED lights here with the 1500 series Sierra as well. And then you got the fog lights just down below, parking sensors all along the front, and then you got the chrome tow hooks. It's pretty cool how they have like the chrome up here, and then they do body colored bumpers, and then they have the chrome just down below as well. But yeah, overall, I feel like it's a really good looking truck. Now coming around the side here, we've got 22-inch wheels with 275mm tires wrapped around them in the front and over in the rear as well. And you guys can probably see the side steps kind of hiding underneath the truck. And then let's quickly take a look at the front suspension, or at least what we can see of the front suspension. And then notice you've got your Duramax turbo diesel badging right there. You've got these massive trailer mirrors as well. You've got the Denali badge on top of that. And then other than that, here's your full side view on the 1500 Denali. Now let's go over the bed of the 1500 series Denali. So you can see you've got full liner here in the bed already, so it's all protected from the factory. And then you've got LED bed lights here on the side, and then this is a grab handle that you can use to help with getting into the bed. And then there's a full power outlet over here on the other side, and then there's LED lights on that side as well. And then you do have the Denali logo there on the back, and then notice you've got an LED cargo light with the camera there at the top. Now if you guys are wondering, payload capacity with this particular truck is just over 1,300 pounds. Now, no GMC review is complete without going over the bed steps. So you have this whole bed step system here in the rear. So you basically step on this and it'll help getting into the bed. And remember, you do have that little grab handle. Now, the weight capacity on this bed step is about 375 pounds. So just be aware of that. Now let's go over the rest of the rear of this 1500 Denali. So you can see you've got all the Denali badge back there, the Sierra badge. You've got these squished exhaust tips there at the bottom with the parking sensors all along the back. And then you do get these little steps here on the side, so it makes getting into the bed a little bit easier. Full LED lights as well. And then here's the receiver hitch. So if you tow this with if you tow a fifth wheel with this rather, 6,500 pounds is your towing capacity. If you do a conventional bumper pull, 8,800 pounds is your towing capacity with this particular truck. Now here's the door panel on the back of the 1500 Denali. So you can see you've got all of the soft touch and stitching all across. You've got the wood trim just down below, and then you have little tubular door handles. And this does have power side steps. So when you shut the door, they do take quite a bit of time to pop back in. So you notice it takes quite a bit of time. But when you open the door, it's pretty much instantaneous. It's pretty interesting with that. And then you've got the seats here in the rear, so you've got soft touch all over them. You've got little storage cubbies in the seats as well. And then if you pick up the seat, there's even more storage just underneath. But let's actually pop in here to the 1500 series truck. So stepping in, step in height's really easy. You guys can see I've got a good amount of headroom. I'm 5'11". Legroom is solid as well. Couple cup holders back here, and then you can see just down below, you got your heated seat controls, you got your little USB, the 12 volt as well. And then you can pull this down. Well, if I pull hard enough, there we go. More cup holders in that little area as well, and this is the 1500 Denali back end. Here's the front door panel of the 1500 Denali. So you can see you've got more soft touch here. You've got all the wood trim, all of your window controls, your mirror adjustments as well, and they do fold in if you guys are wondering. And then you can see right here you've got your memory seat controls with that, and then you can see you've got a speaker for the Bose sound system. And if you didn't believe me, boom, mirror folded in. Anyways, coming over to the seats, you can see you've got the Denali logo there at the top. And then you can see you've got the really nice bolsters just all along here. And then you got your adjustments here on the side of the seat, the Denali plaque. There's what your pedal layout looks like at the bottom. Parking brake right here in this area. The light controls in here. And then notice you got your fog lights and then your cargo light. And then you've got all of your driveline selects in this area. So you've got your auto, your 2-wheel high, your 4-wheel high, and then your 4-wheel low. And then the trailer tow mode is just to the side. And then you got the drive modes to the other side, which we'll go over those in just a little bit. And then there's one more look before we pop in. Now let's go over the steering wheel in this 1500 Denali. So you can see you've got soft touch all around the steering wheel itself. You got darker stitching on the inside portion. You got these controls for center stack, your voice command and phone controls. And you got the Denali logo there in the center. This is your collision assistance, and then your heated steering wheel button with the cruise control on the other side. I really like this trim just right down here. And then you do have radio controls on the back of the steering wheel itself. Pretty simple with those. That's the stock for the turn signal and also the windshield wipers. And then you've got the column shifter just on the other side, which does have a manual shift function if you do want to shift the gears yourself. And there's your steering wheel. Here is the center gauge cluster. You can see you've got RPMs on the left side. On the right side, you've got the speed, and then you've got all those other gauges there in the little middle part. And then you do have a center screen. So you've got the home page for the first button, and then you've got the information page tab past that, which we were just on. And then you've got your music, your navigation, phone controls, and then settings for the truck itself. Pretty straightforward with the use on that. And then as for the drive modes, you got the tow mode, which the little trailer will pop up right there, so you guys can hopefully see that popping up onto the screen. And then you've got the 3 drive modes. So you got the normal, the sport, and then the off-road, which you can choose between. You just have to twist the dial to go into all those different modes. Here is the center infotainment system. First and foremost, response time on it's really good. And then you can see it does come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but my favorite part of this truck is actually the camera system. So you can see that you have a ton of different views through this camera. It literally shows you every single part of the truck. So like, parking this truck should never be an issue just because of how many different camera views you get on the truck itself. And you actually do get a cargo camera that you can zoom in with, even though this is a 1500 series truck. And then you can zoom in on the receiver hitch as well. So like, from a camera system aspect, this truck is just fantastic. And as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's really good. And then you do have like the analog controls with a couple of shortcut buttons just down below it. Just down below the infotainment system, we've got analog controls for the radio. You've got your analog dual zone climate controls. And then you've got your controls for the heated and ventilated seats as well. And then notice you got your lane departure assistance, your parking sensors, auto stop start. This is to drop down the tailgate, your hazard lights. And then you see you've got your stability control. This is for the power outlets. And then that's your hill descent control. This is for the running boards. We'll go over that in just a moment. And then you can see you've got a full power outlet. You've got a 12 volt right here with USBs, and then trailer brakes are already integrated with the truck. You can press this button and it'll basically adjust the running boards. So if I press it once, then it'll extend the running boards, which this side's already extended because I have the door open. And then I can press it again, and then it'll extend the running board back to the bed. So it gives you basically an entrance into the bed of the truck, and then you can press it again, and then it'll pop the step back. So pretty cool little system. I think these are like the coolest side steps in the truck industry right now. So we've got our wireless phone charger in this little area, a couple of cup holders right here, and then you've got the center console with the nice perforations on it. Opening it up, so you've got a couple of USBs, one with an auxiliary. Storage space in there is really solid. And then we can see you've got the glove box right here, decent amount of storage space with that as well. You've got nice stitching all over the glove box on top of that, and that's all for that little area. Up top here, we've got the universal garage door openers, and then you do have a sunroof, which the controls for the sunroof are on either side. This control in the middle is for the power rear sliding window for this 1500 Denali, and then this does have that cool camera mirror system. You just flip that little tab, and then that'll turn that on or off depending on what you prefer. Now that we're done going over the interior on this 1500 Denali with the Duramax diesel, let's quickly get into pricing. So in terms of pricing, this Denali with the ultimate package and the diesel, stickers for about $68,000 for any type of market adjustment. That being said, let's take this 1500 Denali out and see how she drives. Well, let's quickly talk about visibility before we set off here in this 1500 Denali. You can see visibility over the hood. It is a longer hood, but it just abruptly ends, so it's pretty easy to see out of. Here's your visibility through both the mirrors. They're absolutely massive, and they'll help you see a trailer really well. And then you can see visibility all throughout the rear. And remember, that camera mirror does help out quite a bit. And that being said, let's set off. Well, we are initially setting off here in this 1500 Denali with the Duramax diesel, and I'm kind of going through the parking lot right here so you guys can kind of get an idea of the maneuverability, and going over that curb hopefully will kind of show us how smooth the truck is as well. But yeah, this truck definitely drives pretty small. It's really easy to maneuver in general. And the steering through the parking lot, it's really light and effortless, so you really don't have to try all that much at all from a steering perspective. Well, that's got a good amount of torque getting up and going. That's really easy to get up and going. You definitely, it doesn't really feel laggy. I'm kind of expect that from most trucks in this segment with these little small diesel engines that kind of lag a little bit, but this definitely does not. And let's get our little acceleration here. Ooh, that is good. That is really solid. So I'm actually gonna pop it over into the sport mode, just so that when we're gonna go around a corner here and we're gonna get another little acceleration. First thing I'm noticing is it is holding it in a lower gear, but this thing's got really good torque and it's really not lagging. I want to test what the brakes are like here. Yeah, brakes are really solid with this truck as well. I really like how this truck drives actually. But let's get our full-blown acceleration here. Yeah, that is really good. So tons of torque off the line. Obviously at the very top end, it does drop off just a little bit because the horsepower figure is so low with this diesel engine. But I mean, that's pretty much every diesel engine ever because they just don't have a ton of horsepower. But this thing is impressive. I love how this sounds and I just love how this drives. It has a really good driving experience. And again, this is coming from someone who owns a Raptor, which has more torque than this and quite a bit more horsepower. And I really like how this accelerates. It's just really solid. And that'll get me into summing things up with this 1500 Denali. So if you're looking for kind of like a runaround truck that can tow a thing or two but doesn't have a crazy towing capacity, so this definitely isn't a tow truck. If you do want to tow more, then you definitely want to get like the 6.2 V8 or look into getting like a heavy duty GMC. But if you're not needing to tow a bunch, you want a little bit better fuel economy, but you want something that just drives really nice, especially around town, this is going to be the truck to go for. And this would be really good off-road because of the torque as well. Obviously, the Denali's not the off-road variant. You want to get like the AT4 if you're doing some real off-roading. But yeah, like overall, this truck drives so nice. And then from the Denali package, I love the exterior. The interior is really nice with all of the technology. And so just as like an overall package, this truck's really nice. Now, that is gonna sum things up with our video on this 2021 GMC 1500 Sierra Denali with the Duramax. Super long name, right? But anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to National GMC for giving me some time with this truck. Check out their inventory in the link below. I will see all of you in that next video.